third party.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the Minister of Natural Resources for his statement on creating a critical mineral strategy. Strategies are good. It's important to have solid frameworks, but I certainly encourage him in the development of this strategy, this plan, to look at a little bit of history. There's been a lot of mining in New Brunswick over the years, and for lack of an adequate framework to ensure that that mining was undertaken in a way that was not going to create significant either environmental impacts or financial liabilities for the province itself, these things we need to avoid in the future. And right to this day, every year in and year out, his department continues to spend taxpayers' money on looking after an old mine site that the company skipped out on, Madam Speaker. So that's the kind of economic liability one can get into if you don't put the appropriate checks and balances in place to ensure that if a company did skip out, that you've got sufficient resources from them to continue to care for what's left to be managed, Madam Speaker. And then the same thing goes for the environmental impacts. I mean, the Minister mentioned a number of mines, sites which had been active at one level or another in the past, and a real mess was left behind, Madam Speaker, of pollution and contaminants. This need not be the case if the appropriate framework is in place that actually ensures 21st century technology is used in mining activities and mine development. And this came to the surface in the discussions over the mine between Fredericton and Carleton County there. That company was proposing to use an old technology for the tailings pond, an earthen dam, Madam Speaker, which broadly raised concern among First Nations and local communities in the vicinity and people who fished in those waters and so on, because of the risks associated with earthen dams of that size with that huge volume of tailing ponds behind it. And for good reason, given the breaches that have happened over time. So that's why I say looking at history is important. But there's a solution to those kinds of things. For example, dry stack storage for tailings, Madam Speaker. It's a totally different technology that avoids that risk whatsoever. So it's important, the framework, and I heard the Minister talk about the need to make sure the framework includes criteria on environmental sustainability, that the technology that's available today is actually what gets used, not the technology of days gone by, which is less costly, Madam Speaker, and that's why sometimes some companies would rather do that if they are allowed. But it's the government's ability, that the government has the ability to say no, that the risks are too high. You need to use the technology of today, of the 21st century. Yes, the costs are higher, but that's the cost of doing business to protect the environment and our finances in this province. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the